Okay, hi everyone. My name is Natalie Vlatko, and you are attending and listening to the biweekly SIG Docs community meeting for the Kubernetes project. Today is Tuesday, the 6th of, no, sorry, Tuesday, the 10th of June, 2025. Reading the American date format always confuses me. As I mentioned, this is the SIG Docs meeting for the Kubernetes project. Given that this is a meeting as part of that project, this meeting will be abiding by the community code of conduct that we have for the Kubernetes project, which generally comes down to being kind and respectful to one another. That means not only just in this meeting and this call, but also in places that we collaborate and work together, such as Slack, GitHub on PRs and issues, in agendas for meetings such as this, and so on. So if you have any issues when it comes to the code of conduct and wish to contact the Code of Conduct Committee, you can do so at the email address conduct@kubernetes.io. You can remain anonymous with all of your queries there, and you can send in your issue or possible violation of the Code of Conduct to that crew who will be able to help you. Okay, with that being said, we're going to kick off today's meeting with some updates and reminders. But before I do that, actually, going through the agenda, I wanted to see if there's anyone on the call who is a new contributor either to Docs or the Kubernetes project that wanted to say hello. If not, that's okay too. For folks who are new, who are possibly watching this on YouTube land later on, and you want to come and say hi, if you come and find us in the Kubernetes Slack at the SIG Docs channel, we'll be able to definitely not only welcome you, but answer any questions that you may have about possibly contributing or taking part in the community. Okay, now we're on to the updates and reminders. For folks who don't know, in SIG Docs, we do this cool thing called PR wrangling, where we get all of us who are approvers in the SIG to cycle through and try and get our PRs through the contribution workflow into a hopefully emerged state. We try and have this number at around 100 to 150 PRs open at a time. That is English language PRs for the Kubernetes website. We do have a bunch of other languages available as well. I was PR Wrangler last week, and we had about 100 PRs open when I did my PR Wrangler shadowing with my shadow. So we're at a pretty decent pace, but it's also early in the release, so we will see those PR numbers go up as the release progresses for this cycle. With that being said, PR wrangling then generally means getting PRs through that pipeline. And this week's PR wrangler is Tim Bannister. And next week's PR wrangler we've got Divya, who is another one of our co-chairs of the SIG. Ray Lahano is also on the call here as one of our co-chairs. And then Divya also has Jayesh, sorry, who is shadowing. And then the following week's PR wrangler is Depesh, who's on the call, one of our approvers as well, with Steve Hardman also shadowing there. For folks who are new who are interested in possibly getting involved with the PR shadowing program, you can reach out to Ray, Divya, or myself to be added as possibly a shadow, or reach out to the specific approver that you see on the week that you want to shadow. Reaching out to them on Slack is totally fine, so that you can be added and see how it's done. All of us approvers work in different ways, but we'll just generally show you how we like to go about the workload and what we look for in terms of doing the reviews on the PRs in general. Yeah, so feel free to shadow as many or as few of us as you like. Um, on provers, as a quick note, remember to check your rosters and shifts. There are fewer approvers of us, fewer approvers at the moment in SIGDocs, so there is a bit more of a more regular cadence of us being on shift for PR angling. Just a note on that. But yeah, you can always in the agenda that's linked access the PR wrangler shifts there too. On the same vein, we also have issue wrangling. It's where we also do the same thing, but with issues. Issues we do have a bit of a backlog on, which is why we introduced this same style of working also for issues. This week's wrangler is Abigail McCarthy, who's our localization subproject lead. And next week's issue wrangler is Depesh as well. Depesh, if that workload is a bit much for you, let me know and we can change some stuff around. I realize that's a back-to-back weeks for you, so feel free to let me know if you want that changed. But with issue wrangling, it is also something that contributors who have been around the project for a little while, especially docs. If you wanted to do that, you don't need approver status in order to be able to help issue wrangle and triage issues. So if you're interested in getting involved in issue wrangling, you can also reach out to me directly, also on Slack at Natalie, and I can definitely help you out and answer your questions. All right. Finally, if you're interested in getting involved in SIG Docs generally and you want the calendar invites to these meetings, it's really important that you join the SIG Docs Google group, and that will actually give you the calendar invites with all the information you need to join these calls. We do post it in Slack as well to make sure that folks get that information in several ways. But a key component of joining the Google group on top of getting notifications that we send to that group is being able to access the agenda and edit and make changes to it too, so you can add your agenda items. That's very important to know. Okay, with that being said, let's kick on to the start of our updates. We always start our meetings with a quick update around the current release cycle that's ongoing, and we've just started very freshly release 1.34. I can see that Augustina, the current comms lead, is on the call, so I want to call out to comms first to give their update.
Yes, hi. So quick update from comms. So far, so good. Our status is green. Org memberships are done. Access PRs are also all merged. We had the comms onboarding last week, and we do have general onboarding mandatory for all new shadows scheduled for this week. That's all.
Awesome. Thanks, Augustina. Any questions for comms? All right, cool. Thank you so much. Now we also have, as part of the release, we also have the release docs team. Is anyone here from release docs that wants to give an update?
Hi, I'm one of the doc shadows.
Great.
So for docs, all the shadows have been granted org memberships, so that PR is merged, but the access PR, the PR to grant access to the Google group and stuff is still unmerged. So I guess that counts for the yellow status. Um, it is still pending reviews, but I think it'll get merged in a day or two. Apart from that, we had our docs onboarding call. We have completed that, and we have the general onboarding call, one of which was today. But I don't think everyone from the docs team attended, so we still have two more this week, so that will be done. We have raised the branching PR as well, and Alpha 1.0 release cut is tomorrow. So we'll be one of these shadows have signed up to raise the release notes PR. So we'll be doing that later tomorrow as well.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Arvind. If I could ask, if you don't mind, do you mind also
Yeah.
writing that update into the agenda when you
Yes,
have a
yes. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
The meeting
I'll
is
add
also fine.
everything to the agenda with the links. To that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I would say that even if the Google Group PR isn't merged yet, I wouldn't necessarily put that status as yellow just because you're already, as a docs team, up to date with getting the branch sync out, you're coordinating on the release notes side. Those are the things that are probably more important as a status blocker. So
Okay.
yeah, I would say that you can still
Yeah, I had no idea. Sure. Sorry. It's my first time.
No, it's completely fine, and I think it's always good to err on the side of caution. We are always open to hearing if someone thinks that a status is yellow or even red. This is the meeting and the place to put that status so that we can help and unblock you possibly as well. Um, on any PRs that need merging, if you are waiting on docs approvers specifically for that, feel free to reach out to any of us as approvers. So the PR Wrangler list is a good one. Ray and myself around this time of his daytime, my evening are usually around to help out too.
Thanks.
Great, thanks so much. Any questions for Arvind?
Just want to go over like dates, just for the entire release, just so it's on. I know it's on, so it'll be on my mind as well. So it looks like the release will be cut August 27, and some key docs related dates. I'll add this in notes as well. It's docs deadline is July 29. The deprecations blog is published July 28. I guess that week is very important as well. And also I'm looking at some other docs deadline is July 3rd. So that week, since it is a US holiday week, that might be hopefully we'll get all the docs in before that week. So you don't hit into that deadline. So
Cool.
all right, and that's about it.
Is that were they just released, Ray? Is that like definite dates?
Yeah, it's look at the GitHub repository for the dates.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, if yeah, we can pop them into we'll pop them into the agenda. I can do it after the meeting, or if you want to do that now, that'd be great. Good. Thank you for saying it out loud that the release is scheduled for August 27, because already know in my head I am at a conference and not around, so I am not.
I think I'll be around. So
Perfect. Okay, cool. I mentioned that for folks on the call, but Arvin, you might know as well. This one of us SIG docs leads needs to be around for the date of the release, so that we can help freeze the website and get all the docs up. That's something that we help out with, and we try and make sure way ahead of time who will be around to help out for those few hours with access and helping the docs team, the docs lead specifically, go through that process. As you've just heard Ray and I talk about being available on that time. For folks on the call who might be interested or think those dates might ring a bell, maybe on the recording you'll hear this too. Around August 27th is actually Open Source Summit Europe. It's being held in Amsterdam this year, so there might be a decent amount of folks actually possibly at that conference too. So as a heads up, around the release time, there will be a Linux Foundation based conference happening in Europe. Okay, thanks for adding the dates, Ray, and thanks for mentioning that. For the next couple of meetings, we will probably just repeat the date deadlines for a few things that are important for docs. Specifically, docs deadline for PRs ready for review is an important one, as well as the merge deadline too. So thank you so much for adding those, Ray. Okay, any further questions or comments regarding the release? No, okay. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks for the updates, Arvind and Agustina. I wanted to go now to the next part of our agenda, which is empty, but we may have an update or two. This is where we talk about any issues or PRs that we wanted to address as a community. In the specific agenda, it's empty right now, but does anyone on the call have an issue or PR that they would like to raise now?
we discussed this issue. I'll put it on here. It's a third-party content policy that's in
Yes.
the steering. I did add the issue to summarize what we talked about and in the last SIGDocs meeting. I also added the link into the issue. So the comment is there.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Ray. Some context there is that we've had a few folks from the external community of specifically cloud native have a couple of concerns about our third party content policy in docs, given some recent let's say removals of certain links out to other open source projects, and how we apply that policy across the board. As with every other open source project that exists, even a big one and a popular one like Kubernetes, maintainership and active maintainership is a constant challenge. And this policy is definitely put in place to help with the maintainership of our docs. But at the same time, some useful points brought up specifically in the steering committee org or repo, in the steering committee repo, where I had directed folks to address those concerns, given it's a Kubernetes-wide policy that would need to be changed if we wanted to do any change about that, and that would be a steering decision. So yeah, thanks so much then for adding the summarized comments from the last meeting where we discussed that, Ray. Really, really appreciated. A last call for any other issues or PRs that folks wanted to bring up today.
I do have one. Back on the SIG docs, on the release docs, there's two PRs open to update the Dev 134 branch. Yeah, is there one we typically only have one PR open at a time. I see two. Is there one that's preferred, or is there? Let me see here. I guess one was made today, one was made last week.
Yeah, that's correct. One was made
Yeah.
last week, another one was made right today.
Yeah. All right. I
I'll
think
still
if you
need
do the
to,
one
yeah, I'll
today,
still
that's
need
going to
to,
override the one from last week.
I agree. Yes.
yeah.
It will.
I'll take a look at that.
Cool.
But the only problem with this is the CLA is failing somehow on this PR.
Yeah, there's also
it is.
one with the we need SRC committee member as well. So I'm gonna have to track that down.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, it's from yep. All right. Okay. So that one, so this one might take a little bit just to get this in.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, Ray. Let me know if you I'm online for another couple hours if you need me at all for anything as well.
All right.
Okay. One last final call for any issues and PRs. Great, thanks so much. The next part of our agenda is the last part where we have an open general discussion or questions. We have nothing listed in the agenda today, but I also still wanted to open it up today that if anyone has any questions or discussion points that they'd like to bring up, now is the time. Okay, going once. So that's likely a no on the call today. But if you're watching in YouTube land and you have any questions or discussion points that you'd like to bring up that you're not able to live on the meeting calls, you can definitely come into the SIG docs channel. That's SIG-docs channel over on the Kubernetes Slack community. We can absolutely answer your questions or put you in contact with someone who will know that answer. You can also absolutely, if you have any concerns or issues or bugs that you'd like to report, opening up issues and PRs is always welcome in the project and for our SIG. We've got some great bot functionality that'll be assigning folks to your PR specifically and issue wrangling so that hopefully your issue gets triaged very soon if it's something that the SIG has capacity to work on. With all that being said, I am going to then end the meeting and the recording. Anyone else last call for any other comments or discussion points? Okay, thanks for a quick meeting today, folks, and for the updates from the release comms and the release docs teams. Have a really, really great week and great start into possibly summer on the Northern Hemisphere, possibly winter on the Southern. Yeah, come and chat to us in SIG Docs if you've got any other questions. Bye, everyone.